I was in my 30s is when I discovered there was something wrong with me. I didn't know about anxiety, depression. I had never heard of it. This feeling that I was having was just, it was just happening to me and nobody else. And it was my deepest, darkest secret. And I was afraid to tell anybody because I thought that that would make them see it more. So it was like being in a prison. It was like constantly walking around with this mask. I used to look outside my window and I'd see people walk by, and I was so envious of them for the simple fact that they could talk to people. You know, it got so bad that I couldn't carry conversation, and there was so much talk going on in my head, like hold your mouth this way and keep eye contact and this and that. So there was so much in my head that I could never hear what the conversation was. I would keep myself in my house. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't, you know, open the curtains. I was in a self-made prison, and I wanted to kill myself. My main person that I stayed in touch with always was my daughter. And she's the person that has seen me at my worst, and she's the one that's been hurt the most. I remember feeling so bad one day and noticing, I think I just gave my last key up to something or somewhere, walking around with no keys. I've lived on the streets, I've spent nights in the woods, and I never felt so, just so hopeless at that moment as when I realized I didn't have a key in the world. I couldn't take the pain anymore. I just couldn't take it. It was either going to be the illness or me. My mental illness fed my alcoholism, and I became a chronic alcoholic and chronically mentally ill. And together it was a recipe for disaster until I reached out and I got some help, and then later discovered Wellspring, where my journey continued. I learned about myself. I learned about my mental illness. I learned about what makes me an alcoholic. I learned all these coping skills. I learned and I learned and I learned and I learned. If it wasn't for Wellspring, I would be feeling useless, feeling that every minute of the day is a struggle. I wouldn't be sitting here, you know, telling people about my success story. It was just, I had a life. I could get a job. I could talk to people. That was the best part about it, is just talking and smiling, because I've always been a people person, you know, and I miss that more than anything, was just the art of conversation, you know. Our relationship is strong. I'm her mom again. She can come to me. She's always my little girl. I'm always her mom. And wow, what a difference that makes for her. I could not have this relationship with her without, you know, what I went through with Wellspring. It just wouldn't be there. Let's just say this, from the bottom of my heart, I would not be happy today. I would not be happy. I'd be back in my misery and in my prison, self-made prison again. And I may be dead. I may be dead because it's pretty dangerous out there. My proudest moment was when I actually was employed by Wellspring. And I felt I could finally give myself that pat on the back, you know. And I felt like I was someone, and I felt so wonderful about going out every day and helping someone. I don't know about the proudest, but that sure was one of the happiest moments. I personally know how important it is to have that hope. You know, it all began here at Wellspring.